Here we go. Good evening, everyone. On behalf of the Community Unit School District 300 Board of Education, I would like to thank you for being in attendance, both virtually and in person, for tonight's board meeting. At this time, I'd like to reconvene the meeting of the Community Unit School District 300 Board of Education to order for Tuesday, May 9th, 2023. Madam Secretary, would you please take the roll?
Fiorentino,
Aye.
Gauthier,
Aye.
McKinday. Aye. Scarpino,
Aye.
Burkett, aye. Thomas.
Aye.
Zettler. Aye. Motion passes 7-0.
Thank you. Dr. Harkin?
Yes, I'd like to invite up Principal Rachel Schilling from Lakewood Elementary School to lead us in tonight's pledge.
Parents, you are free to get up and take pictures of your kids if you want. The administrators are going to be walking away from their front table. Feel free to take pictures.
Stand there and turn face forward.
Thank you.
Good evening, Dr. Scarpino, members of the District 300 Board of Education, District 300 Central Office staff, and community members. And thank you for inviting Lakewood Elementary School to tonight's board meeting. We are excited to showcase Lakewood Elementary School's choir members tonight. The Lakewood Choir is comprised of 3rd through 5th grade students who practice weekly throughout the school year. This group participates in a culminating performance for their families as part of our musical concert events as well. The choir is led by our general music teacher, Mrs. Amanda Larson, who has committed her time after school to honing these students' musical knowledge and skills. This group of individuals is dedicated, creative, confident, and talented. We want to recognize the following students for being here tonight: Ernesto, Kaylee, Sophia, Melissa, Nicole, Mateo, Francesca, Ariana, Matilda, Gustavo, and Alexia. We are so proud of each of our students and honored to have them represent Lakewood tonight by leading the pledge. If you could all stand with us. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
For those who have watched our board meetings both virtually and in person over the internet, you will remember we have rules of decorum. These rules serve a purpose so we as a board can have a meaningful and productive board meeting. In order for this to occur, decorum must be maintained. The following are the rules of decorum. First, there is no need for anyone to call out comments during our meeting or to raise their voices, nor to interrupt another speaker or presenter. We as a board will listen to you and we will be respectful. We will consider your comments but will not dialogue or engage with speakers in this forum. Board members, however, may choose to discuss matters brought up during public comment during board discussion. However, I need to remind everyone that this would be a board discussion, and the board will not dialogue or engage with anyone other than the superintendent and fellow board members. I ask you to please be respectful, civil, and courteous during our meeting. Second, if a person chooses to be disruptive, I will gavel the person and ask them to please stop their disruptive behavior. Additionally, our district safety officer or his agent may warn them that if they choose to continue their disruptive behavior, additional consequences will be forthcoming. Third, if a person chooses to continue to be disruptive and not follow the rules, they will be removed from our meeting. This action is a direct result of the person's choice to be disruptive. Fourth, we as a board will respectfully listen to each speaker. Just because we didn't vote the way some wanted us to does not mean we didn't listen or take into consideration what you had to say. Lastly, please remember we all learn differently. Some of us take notes during presentations and therefore take our eyes off the speaker. It doesn't mean we are not listening. And in our effort to accommodate the ability for more seating in our boardroom, we respectfully request that the audience remain in their seats throughout the duration of the meeting, with the exception of using the restroom or speaking at the podium. And finally, I want to thank you in advance for your cooperation. The board and I look forward to a meaningful and productive meeting. Item number 5 is the approval of the agenda. We will not be having a second closed session. So may I have a motion to approve the amended agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Madam Secretary, would you please take the roll?
Zettler? Aye. Fiorentino?
Aye.
Burkett? Aye. Gothier?
Aye.
McKindy? Thomas?
Aye.
Scarpino?
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0.
Thank you. Dr. Hark?
Yes. I would like to invite up to the podium Miss Sheila Crotty-Kagan, Director of Fine Arts and Enrichment, to present our student recognition. And actually, I'm wrong. I'm inviting up first Dennis Wozniak, math teacher from Hampshire High School, to bring up the math team. So apologize for that. Thank you for being here.
Members of the Board of Education, Superintendent Harkin, thank you for having us. Before us today, we have a member of the Hampshire High School state qualifying math team. The process to develop a math team begins in October with several placement tests in the 8-person, 2-person, and calculating competitions. Because each student is limited in the number of tests they can compete in, one of my jobs is to put the mathletes in the most comfortable and productive spot. With individual and oral competitions, our job is to maximize points at competitions. This team placed 3rd overall in the Fox Valley Conference competition on February 2nd of this year, the highest finish in school history. We earned the same finish at the regional later in February. We had 8 individuals, our 2-person junior-senior team, and our 8-person junior-senior team all qualified for the state competition in Normal, Illinois. The member from the math team present today is Zedric Suarez.
All right. Next up, I would introduce Sheila Crotty-Kagan, Director of Fine Arts and Enrichment, to bring our Illinois Music Education Association Junior Jazz forward.
Good evening, Superintendent Harkin and members of the board. As always, it is my honor to be here this evening with our students to recognize them for their achievements. And tonight, I would like to introduce Mr. Mike Casper, band director at Dundee Middle School, who is going to tell you a little bit more about their accomplishment and introduce you to the students.
Thank you. Good to see you all tonight. So first of all, you might be wondering why we're doing ILMEA in the spring, because normally that happens in the fall. Well, in the junior division, we like to give them the entire year to become more familiar with the jazz vocabulary. So we have our festival in the spring. These students auditioned with a prepared audition, and they had to improvise as part of their audition. And they represent 6 students from D300 who were selected into the honor ensembles in District 9. D300 students made up 10% of the honor ensembles this year, and our district includes schools from as far north as Huntley, as far south as Naperville and Oswego, and as far east as Wheaton. It's a very competitive district when you think about all the schools that are in that area, so we're very proud of our students for their hard work to be selected. This selection rate was about 25% chance, so they did very well in performing for that. Not with us today would be Brie de la Pena on guitar, and she was the only 6th grader to be accepted. Ella Lascano on trumpet couldn't be with us today. We do have Emmett Stricker, who played tenor saxophone, and Emmett had a solo that day, so we were very proud of that. And from Westfield, we had David Reyes. He can't be here today. We also have Asher Bonilla. Asher, could you wave your hand so we could see you there? Asher also had a solo that day. And then finally, Ben Chapman on trumpet, who also had a solo. P.S. Next year, District 300 is hosting the Junior Jazz Festival at Dundee Middle School in April, and we're hoping to see you there, supporting our fabulous musicians. So congratulations, all of you.
Okay. Here you go, buddies. Yeah. No, you can just go, just yeah, easier this way. Congratulations. Outstanding. Yeah, you're tall enough.
All right, I'm going to call something up, and yes, perfect. I wanted to make sure this was the order that we did it in. So next up, I would like to bring Dave Ward, Foundation Chairman of the D300 Foundation, and Eric Jensen, Student Leadership Chair, to give us an update on our Foundation Distinguished Educator and School Employee winners.
Thank you so much, Superintendent Harkin, rest of the board. Thank you for having us this evening. My name is Dave Ward. I am the chair of the D300 Foundation. Thank you again for having us. A brief background on this presentation tonight. The mission of the foundation is to recognize the Distinguished Educator and School Employee of the Year. It's an annual event. Across the district, we honor people by recognizing their exemplary classroom educators and school employees. These individuals were nominated by their peers and submitted by the administration of their respective schools. These individuals represent some of the best and most engaged people across the entire district. Once all the nominees are received, they are blinded and reviewed using an evaluation rubric and by a panel composed of retired D300 staff and foundation trustees to determine the final winner. The applications of the Distinguished Educator must meet the following criteria, and I'll read them because I can't remember them. They should have 3 years or more of District 300 teaching experience and 5 years from anticipated retirement. Nominees should display professional excellence, which contributes towards the enriched student learning experience. Nominees should inspire colleagues to employ innovative techniques and strive for a high level of performance. And finally, nominees should display a willingness to share their expertise that leads colleagues down the path towards exemplary performance. We were very fortunate this year to have an outstanding candidate pool, but this year we'd like to recognize and congratulate the Educator of the Year, Zuki Russo of Sleepy Hollow Elementary. Thank you, Zuki is here with her principal, Angela Reinke, and we'd like to welcome them. And side note, if you didn't read the article, there was a great article in the paper on Zuki this past week, so congratulations to her.
Today, I'm so honored to tell you about Zuki Russo, the D300 Educator of the Year. She's truly one of the most humble and kind individuals I've ever met. Zuki's taught in District 300 for 16 years, and she currently teaches 3rd grade. I could take the time to tell you about her 4 D300 Foundation grants, and I can take the time to tell you about how she focuses on individual learning needs and gets results. But what's so special about Zuki goes far beyond these accomplishments. Did you know there was a recent newspaper article about Zuki's classroom, and it was compared to Starbucks? The comfortable, flexible seating and the arrangements are combined with her compassion and positive energy, they create a warm and welcoming ambiance. This encourages students to relax, be curious, and grow outside of the box. Did you know Zuki's our PTC liaison? She builds relationships that encourage effective ways to service our students and support our teachers. In the most selfless and gentle way possible, she makes it clear when voices are heard, students benefit greatly. What Zuki doesn't know is that since she received her award, numerous people have reached out to me sharing stories about the way she's touched their lives. Some made me laugh, others brought some tears, but most of them started with, "She probably does not remember this, but this meant so much to me." And they all ended with, "She must be trying to hide from the attention, but she really deserves it." This award puts Zuki in the spotlight, but I hope all D300 teachers, those who are going beyond for students every day, see the gratitude of those they serve. Zuki, you're amazing. We congratulate you on this accomplishment and all of your small accomplishments that make a huge impact every single day. Zuki, congratulations.
Good evening. Just like Dave Ward mentioned about the educator, I have the honor of mentioning the Employee of the Year. Likely Exemplary Educator of the Year, these individuals were nominated by their peers and submitted by the administration of the respective schools. They represent a large number of individuals who work in our district that have significant impact on our children outside the typical classroom setting. Once the nominations are received, they are again reviewed by a blind committee composed of retired D300 teachers, individuals from the Community Foundation. These applicants for Distinguished Educator must meet the following criteria. Should have 3 years or more experience working with D300 schools. The nominee should display qualities that contribute toward an enriched student learning experience through their interaction with the students outside the classroom as well as inside the classroom. By the example, the nominee should inspire colleagues to work towards the same level of high performance. So we would like to congratulate the following support staff member for the 2023 Exemplary Employee of the Year. We have Melissa Garcia of Carpentersville Middle School.
Good evening, District 300 Board of Education and Superintendent Harkin. Thank you for having us here this evening. I would like to thank the District 300 Foundation for the outstanding event that they put on for all employee and educator nominees last month. It was truly a special night for all that attended and was a strong demonstration of the strength that our staff has as a collective group within our district. Tonight, I am honored to be here to talk about Miss Melissa Garcia as the District 300 Employee of the Year. Melissa embodies everything that it means to not only be a great employee at CMS, but an asset to our entire school district. To begin, Melissa works diligently to advocate for the needs of our students and families throughout the entire Carpentersville community. She's a leader of the Bilingual Parent Advisory Committee and takes feedback from parents to bring to action. Melissa views parents, teachers, and all other staff members as equal partners in our students' education and values the input that parents have to provide. Melissa demonstrates a passion and an expectation for continual improvement. Since she began at Carpentersville Middle School, she has worked tirelessly with our front office team to create a welcoming environment for our family that draws them into our building upon their return from the global pandemic. Her advocacy and dedication to the best experience for our students and families is truly admirable. Next, Melissa is a servant leader for our community. She has volunteered and worked with outside organizations to bring food drives to our building and community. Melissa partners with local churches and other organizations to provide holiday meals and gifts for our families who are in need. She has hopes and dreams to create a community closet for our families, and history tells us that she will work diligently until this dream becomes a reality. Melissa consistently is available for everyone, including counselors, teachers, social workers, and administration. She can be counted on to put time and work to support whatever our staff needs. She oftentimes is leading the charge in order to find solutions to any problem that may arise. When she's not doing all of the above items, Ms. Garcia is translating phone calls to families, working with avid programming, music programs, and blended learning teachers to recruit our students to the varying programs our district has to offer. She assists with family education events within our building, co-plans registration events for our building, and presents a calm to all around her, even when things are hectic. Melissa supports communication to our parents on a weekly basis, and she serves on the district equity leadership team, where she continues to put what is best for all students and families at the forefront of decision making. Melissa demonstrates consistently what it means to be a family school liaison. She advocates for students and families, connects them with resources in the community, and works collaboratively to ensure every student and family gets the best educational experience possible in District 300 schools. For all of those reasons, it's without question that Melissa Garcia is deserving of this award. As you can see from the group of people that are here to support her, Melissa touches the lives of many that she has come in contact with. Please join me in one more congratulations for the District 300 Employee of the Year, Miss Melissa Garcia.
All right. What's it? Yeah. So we did have a busy month of staff recognition, and if you'd indulge me to just provide a word of thanks for the various groups that we did. School Principals Day was on May 1st. Our principals are boots on the ground level, are assisting teachers, paraprofessionals, and other staff members in reaching their full potential by providing guidance and learning opportunities. In addition, they meet often with parents and guardians to solve issues and provide details about student academic achievement. And of course, our principals have a critical role to play in ensuring our District 300 student has a positive educational experience. So thanks to our principals on May 1st for all they do. May 2nd was Teacher Appreciation Day, and certainly the backbone of the whole entire system of District 300. And certainly you saw a great example of Zoki in front of us of just what a difference she makes every day, along with all of the other great teachers. So our teachers are committed to making a difference in the lives of students, partnering with families. Teachers have the unique ability to create meaningful learning experiences for all students, striving to learn defining characteristics such as social, economic, and cultural background, specific learning styles, needs, abilities, and interests. They push students to achieve their goals, both academically and socially. Our students also nurture healthy curiosity in their students and create lesson plans that encompass a wide range of activities to support our students' different learning styles. So our thanks to our teachers for Teacher Appreciation Day. Today is Lunch Hero Day. May 5th is School Lunch Hero Day. Certainly, our school lunch heroes have a direct impact by the food they prepare and serve to our students with a smile and a kind word. Food service employees in District 300 embody that sentiment, preparing healthy meals at each of our schools to help ensure all of our students get the daily nutrition they need to be productive and successful in our classrooms. So our thanks to our school lunch heroes. Tomorrow, May 10th, is School Nurses Day, so we will be recognizing them. And I want to express their gratitude for their invaluable contributions they make to our school. They are at the first line of defense when it comes to the health and wellness of students. Our nurses play an integral role in maintaining a safe and healthy learning environment, from administering medications and managing chronic conditions to providing first aid and emergency care. Their expertise in care is essential in ensuring that our students can thrive. And additionally, the kindness, compassion, and reassuring presence of school nurses helps to create a nurturing and supportive atmosphere that promotes student well-being and enhances their learning experience. So our thanks to our school nurses. And last but not least, and we have many of them in the room tonight, is on May 12th District 300 will celebrate School Communicators Day. And our District 300 communication team plays a crucial role in ensuring our stakeholders remain informed of the most important matters. They're constantly supporting our principals with any emergencies and making sure we do our best to try to get our information to our families as quickly as possible. They often are working under tight deadlines and have to accomplish a wide range of tasks. Many of them that I could go on and on with the list would be they do many things, but I think the most crucial is making sure our families stay informed. So on behalf of District 300, Anthony, Casey, and all the other people on the communications team, I just want to thank you for all that you do. I know I depend upon you on a daily basis. I know our schools depend upon you on a daily basis, and you always do a phenomenal job, and we're blessed to have you on the District 300 team. So congratulations to you. And we have one more. So could I please have our new Assistant Superintendent of Title I Schools, Jorge Almodovar. As you know, Dr. Smith has taken on a new role, and she was previously our Assistant Superintendent of Title I Schools. He has no small shoes to fill. So we're excited to announce that Mr. Jorge Almodovar is our new Assistant Superintendent of Title I Schools. Jorge has an extensive background in educational leadership and understanding for the needs of the Title I schools and our English language learner population. I am confident that he will make a significant impact on student learning. Jorge joined District 300 in 2007. Since then, all his work has been in supporting the students and staff and families of our Title I schools. He began his career as a District 300 bilingual biology and avid teacher at Dundee Crown High School. In 2011, he served as a dean at Dundee Crown, where he was able to support students in an administrative role. Later, Jorge served as a Title I coordinator, where he had an opportunity to work closer with the teachers and families throughout the district. In 2014, Jorge transitioned to become the principal at Parkview Elementary for 5 years. He then transferred to Meadowdale Elementary to become the first principal of the school's dual language academy. For the past 2 years, Jorge has served as the executive director of EL and World Languages. In this role, he has developed and supported the dual language program, provided ongoing support to our buildings and servicing our EL students, and provided collaborative support to the World Language Department. Additionally, Jorge leads the language coaches team who support all of our English learners. Jorge also worked in the adoption of the Spanish language arts in elementary and middle schools, the English Learners Program, and the expansion of the Seal of Biliteracy in our district, which we've presented on recently at board meetings. Jorge is passionate about creating a positive learning culture and has always been directly connected to our district's Title I schools. As an assistant superintendent, he will continue to support our principals and buildings to ensure instructional practices yield the highest standards of student achievement, instructional excellence, and community support in all subject areas. So congratulations, Jorge. And I believe that's all. Fantastic, thank you.
We do have one other person, I'm sorry, Dr. Harkin, on my schedule here, I apologize. Would you please stand in the center? We will have a conversation then. Ladies and gentlemen, this past Friday, the Kane County Regional Office of Education held their Educator of the Year ceremony at the Q Center in St. Charles. District 300, I am proud to announce, and the board is proud to announce, had 2 individuals nominated for this honor. The first individual recognized is Dr. Catherine Hovine from Hampshire High School. She was nominated for High School Educator of the Year. And our second individual is standing before you, Dr. Susan Harkin, our own superintendent, who was nominated for Administrator of the Year in Kane County. And I am proud to announce, and the board is proud to announce, that Dr. Harkin is the Kane County Administrator of the Year, and we are extremely proud of her. Okay, we are on public participation now.
If I could, wait a minute, hang
Yes.
on one second. I messed up. Jorge's family is here,
Oh.
and generally we like to recognize the family. So when I
Absolutely.
was looking out at the audience, I saw that they were here. So if I could, Jorge, would you please, because your family's a huge support. They're all District 300 students, right? I'm hearing soccer, no?
Yeah, my wife is a staff member at Gary Wright.
Okay,
She's a special ed teacher at Gary Wright.
right.
And tonight also are my boys, Enrique Molovar, Evan Molovar, and Alexander.
Well, sorry, I didn't recognize you before. Appreciate all of your support of Jorge. Yeah. Well, thank you. Appreciate your support. Thank you for being here. And families are very important to us, so thank you.
Good job. Good job. I believe we're now on public participation, correct? Okay, okay. We have had one person sign up for public participation. I will call the individual up to the podium. Please state your name and relationship to the district and limit your comments to 3 minutes. Please note that the Open Meetings Act provides any person the opportunity to address the board under the adopted public participation policy. That being said, the board would like to advise the public that we will not consider statements read during public participation that are not authored by the reader to be credible unless the board has previously received the statement in writing from the author. Additionally, the author should indicate that he or she has granted the public participant the authority to read the statement on his or her behalf. The speaker this evening has been provided with the guidelines for public participation. The board will consider your comments, but will not dialogue or engage with the speaker in this forum. Questions raised may be assigned to the superintendent for an answer. As appropriate, a member of the administration may reach out to the speaker to give them relevant information or to ask for additional information. This is done to make sure the board has all the information needed to properly address the speaker's concerns. Charges, complaints, or challenges against staff members of the district will not be heard in open meetings and should be made in writing to the board and superintendent. We also ask the speaker to refrain from personally attacking district staff or members of the public. Pursuant to board policy, this evening's participant must limit their comments to 3 minutes. We ask the participant to be respectful and adhere to the allotted time limit. We also ask the speaker to conduct themselves in a civil and courteous manner and refrain from trying to engage members of the board in dialogue during public participation. Thank you for your understanding and cooperation. The first speaker this evening is Christina Constanti.
Good evening. My name is Christina Constanti, and I am a parent, a taxpayer, and a former school board candidate. First off, I would like to congratulate the 4 new elected board members on your winning the election. Thank you. I pray you do right by protecting all parents, students, and taxpayers in our district. I'd like to thank all the volunteers, voters, and taxpayers who showed up to vote, especially the parents and staff who knew how important this election really was. Running for any office truly builds character. I made a commitment years ago that I would continue to uphold to keep District 300 accountable. I remember a coffee date I had with one of the board members about a year ago, and you told me that as a board member, you only have so much power. You said that I have a huge impact on the district and the community. You tried to discourage me from running for the board, stating that I had much more of an impact as a non-board member. I know now that you were right. District 300 has been recognizing so many staff and students with various awards, and congratulations to them all. Tonight, hearing Melissa Garcia's nomination really hit home to me. She acts passionately as a partner with parents and the community. She advocates for the students and parents in our district. She totally deserves the congratulations and thanks. Today, I was celebrated by winning a prestigious award in my profession. Out of many thousands, I was awarded due to my collaborative efforts to make our staff and community safer. With that said, I would like to collaborate with you to make our District 300 community safer. I offer to set our political differences aside and remove the barriers to focus on the greater community. I ask the district and the school board to do the same, and please remove the barriers that exist between the district administrators and board to us parents, students, and taxpayers. Thank you.
Thank you. We're on item 8 now, board announcements, I believe. Good news. Board members? Whoever was first, and make sure your mic is on.
The DeLacy Family Education Center recently honored the memory of a preschool student, Rory Teetrey, who passed away earlier this year. A green butterfly was painted on a memorial mural near the front entrance of the school, and Rory's family was able to write his name on the butterfly's wings. In addition, Rory's name was added to a plaque near the main office at DeLacy. The plaque remembers students from the school who've lost their lives. District 300 recently observed a moment of silence in remembrance of Rory and is moved to learn that DeLacy has memorialized his name with the painting of a green butterfly and plaque addition.
Is her mic on? There you go.
District 300 earns Music Education Accolade. District 300 has been named one of the best communities for music education in 2023 by the National Association of Music Merchants Foundation. The designation honors school districts that have demonstrated outstanding achievement in their efforts to provide music access and education to all students. To qualify, District 300 answered detailed questions about music class participation, instruction time, facilities, funding, graduation requirements, and support for its music program. District 300 congratulates this Director of Fine Arts and Enrichment, Sheila Karate-Kagan, our music teachers, and our music students for making this honor possible.
Dundee Crown High School hosts electrifying competition. Dundee Crown High School students who study electricity with Mr. Nick Linden recently put their electrical skills to the test as part of a time competition. The competition mirrored the qualifying challenge that apprentices and professional electricians participate in to qualify for the Ideal National Championship. During the competition, students were tasked with performing a number of actions in a time setting using Ideal tools, including laying, cutting, stripping, and splicing electrical wire. The winner of the competition was senior Jesus Navarrete, who had a time of 2 minutes and 36 seconds. D300 congratulates all the students and staff who made the electricity-focused challenge a success.
Hampshire High School baseball team to compete in strikeout cancer game. The Hampshire High School baseball team will compete against McHenry High School in the 8th annual strikeout cancer game at Trout Park in Elgin on Friday, May 19th. In conjunction with the game, a fundraiser is taking place in support of the Jason Mott Foundation, which seeks to provide comfort and care for those affected by cancer. For a minimum donation of $10, community members can have the name of the loved one affected by cancer engraved on a wooden plaque in the shape of a home plate, with all plaques being displayed throughout the game, which starts at 6:30 p.m. For more information or to make a donation, please contact Hampshire High School head baseball coach, Mr. Frank Simoncelli at frank.simoncelli@d300.org.
They took away my good news, so.
Dr. Harkin, superintendent report.
Yes. So you can go ahead and turn to the next one. So we just want to provide an update based upon the last board meeting we had with concerns about derogatory language that's been communicated in specifically our middle schools. We did send messaging out. So I want to walk you through what we've done since that point in relationship to addressing this topic. And certainly Mr. Harries can join me at the podium if you have any follow-up questions once we get through where we're at. So if you can turn to the next slide, please. So just so you know, we worked on a plan behind the scenes just to ensure that we could get a handle on this situation of what's happening out there. So on Monday, April 24th, we developed a plan prior to that. So we met with our middle school principals to review that plan and set clear expectations to address issues. Tuesday through Thursday, we assigned inclusion coaches and extra key central office administrators to support the schools. The concern was once we opened up the reporting tool that perhaps the volume that would come through, we wanted to make sure that we could deal with effectively and appropriately. And so we felt the need to make sure we had additional staff in the buildings to support this and make sure we sent a clear message that these were things that we were going to address promptly and effectively with our students. On Friday, April 28th, we met with our staff. We provided them with outlined expectations and an overview of how they should handle the situations if they hear this occurring. And then we also sent messages to our families about us opening up the equity reporting tool on Monday as an opportunity for students as situations arose, as a place for them to report any concerns or incidents that they potentially would encounter. On Monday, May 1st, we opened it up to our middle school students and families. Just so you know, this tool is available to both families and students. It doesn't matter, whoever wants to report it, because we have had situations where we've been hearing that students are afraid to report these situations. And so the plan would be is we've allowed parents that if they're hearing that their student is encountering this, that they can certainly use this tool as well if they provide us the details about the situation. But certainly there's information we're getting back that in the middle schools specifically that they could be considered snitching on someone, and therefore students aren't necessarily reporting the situations because of that. But certainly we want an avenue for both parents and students to be able to provide that information to us. On Monday, we provided presentations to our students about this topic to set clear expectations about zero tolerance for the use of derogatory language in our schools, and we provided an overview of how they could use the equity reporting tool. and now through the end of the year, because right now we're just working on a very tight timeline and how we effectively deal with this through the end of the school year. Not saying that any of the measures that are up there aren't things that we're going to continue to do for next school year, but these were the short-term measures to deal with it very quickly based upon what we feel needs to be addressed. So we're addressing all student behaviors. Lots of things are being reported in the system as an avenue for students to share their concerns. The plan is to deal with it in a timely and systematic manner. We will communicate with parents in a timely and systematic manner. And what we'll also do is monitor patterns of reported incidences to develop weekly interactions with our staff too, that if we're seeing some types of behaviors that are consistently showing up, that perhaps we need to engage and help communicate with staff on how they can address it with the students in their classrooms. We also are using it as an opportunity that if we hear that certain things are happening in certain locations of our building, that we can adjust supervisions so that we can put staff there to help minimize any type of behavior that might be occurring that is not acceptable in our schools. Next slide, please. So this is a summary of the student incidences for our middle schools, specifically through Friday of May 5th. We have had 41 incidences reported. 20 of them were anonymous, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. 19 have been considered to be microaggressions or derogatory comments. 4 were considered to be significant issues. Some of them are just typical student behaviors that can be resolved fairly easily. More serious incidents are being triaged with the building principal, the extra administration that's been assigned to the building, specifically the buildings where we're seeing a higher incident of this, and central office administrators and inclusion coaches. So for anonymous, just to follow up on that, at this point, we can't address an anonymous claim without full information about it. But what we will do is if we see patterns occurring, then we will look into those patterns of behavior and determine if we need to get at the bottom of that, because unfortunately we've sometimes had some incidences reported without any student names, and it's very difficult to address the situation if we don't have students' names. But what we will in this situation moving forward, because seems middle school, certainly there's other barriers for them to want to feel comfortable doing that. Adrian and his team will be working to address where we see patterns and see if we can get to identifying who might be perpetrating the inappropriate behavior. So future steps, again, the first slide with the dates and times is how do we proactively deal with this very preemptively through the end of the school year. Future steps include certainly providing professional development to all of our principals on this topic. We do professional development throughout the school year, and certainly we do have Mr. Langton in the audience, who really is a model school that really is addressing this on an effective basis. He shared this with us when we were doing our instructional rounding and using his example of how he's been triaging this. He does have student incidences occurring in his schools, but he is actually the one that we modeled much of this off of. He will create something called a cool tools, which when they see patterns of student behaviors that are one type of behavior, that then they take one period during the week that they then review with the students, and the teachers proactively do that and review it with their kids and send a clear message and have conversations about why that behavior is inappropriate, because we truly believe it's the conversation with the students of letting them know that that's not the type of behavior that we should accept is really the most effective piece. So we definitely have some models that are out there. We will be establishing processes to review student discipline data, identify where we're seeing student behavior patterns, and making sure that we work with our building principals to then support where we're seeing things bubble up. In my conversation with Mr. Harries this week, as he's been looking at what things have come into our schools, because as I say, we don't teach this type of behavior with our students. Our kids, because of social media, because of all the different access the internet allows them through gaming, they are being exposed to language that that is not acceptable, but it's become normalized to them. And so the real opportunity to make the change from his perspective, and I support him in his view, is having the conversations and explain to kids, because what language we know is inappropriate because we were raised in a time that we knew it was inappropriate, in some cases may have that same impact because these kids are just hearing it in places that it's just very normalized. And so the hope would be is, if we establish and see patterns, then it's having direct conversations about what that word means, why it shouldn't be said, how it hurts other people, because that's where we feel we can make the greatest impact. So we'll continue to develop professional development. Dr. Smith will be leading much of the work in this area to make sure that by the start of next school year, we've got strong systems in place. We've got professional development ready to go for our staff members to make sure that they're being able to address this. Hang on, stop that. Birthday phone calls. We will, again, develop appropriate classroom lessons and activities to reinforce what our student expectations are. We need to develop a pathway to work with families to partner in this area, because that is critically important to us, and certainly identify activities at the beginning of the year and throughout the year to reinforce expectations. Right now, what we're seeing is there are just different things that are popping up. And so we are going to be meeting also, which is how are we making sure that all disciplines getting reported in a way to monitor so that we can zero in on where we see things bubbling up. So I just wanted to give you this information. We don't have it fully fleshed out as of right now. And again, we'll continue to provide updates because kids can't learn in this type of learning environment. Kids shouldn't have to go through what just was experienced by one of our students in our schools. Definitely take this seriously. I don't have all the details, but I'm confident that Dr. Smith will work closely with the team to make sure that this is taken seriously and addressed appropriately. And I'll answer
Board
any
members,
questions.
any questions at all?
I'd just like to make a comment. I'd just like to say thank you for swift and fast action. I mean, we were all really bothered by those two parents commenting about what their child had heard. And I know it affected many of us in this room. So thank you for going right to it and helping us figure it out.
I'm deeply as hurt as well too, and certainly I'm deeply committed to this work.
Any
So-
other board members? Nancy?
Okay, so if we could go back to page 26, slide 26. It said 41 incidents reported through May 5th. Is that since you opened up the reporting tool?
Yeah, because it's middle school. Middle school did not have access to it previously. So from Monday to Friday, that's how many incidents.
41 new reports. as far as you know.
Right.
And can you give us an idea of, I know we've heard of at least one anti-Semitic encounter. And can you give us an idea of what other kinds of things are starting to bubble up?
Sure. So there are racial slurs. We did not have any reported anti-Semitic this week. So I would say that they're definitely, I thought the four big ones, right? You can go up. I know you're intimately knowing the knowledge. I thought the four big ones were racial slurs, correct?
Yes, and they vary. Some kids are specific in terms of providing the language that they're given. Some kids just give us a general. I know one we had was a kid that felt like he was being bothered because he was Polish, but didn't provide any specific language. Similar for a student that felt like he was being messed with, or he or she, because I can't remember the gender, because they were German. And so, because they're younger kids, we don't always get the specific details, but the four that I detailed, we did get the specific language. And so to me, anything where a kid feels like they're being targeted because of a cultural identity marker, those are the ones that we're trying to elevate and take a little bit more serious. Some of them were just kids not being able to go to the bathroom and wanted to vent and voice that somewhere. Like when you open any tool, you're going to see some of that. So schools have been wonderful in terms of their responsiveness and have been all over it once we reach out and send them the information.
Okay. Do the number of incidences, 41 in a matter of days seems like a lot, and I know that You know, some of that stuff could be, you know, like you just illustrated, but this year, if you can just, I know you probably don't have the information right in front of you, but this year, have the incidences of this kind of thing gotten worse than in the past few years, or do you have a feel for that at this
Well,
point?
this is, in totality, this is only the second year that the equity reporting tool has been live, and last year it was only half a year. I did speak to Ms. Harkin earlier in the year to say, look, we're outpacing where we were last year, but then again, it's hard to deem what that's refers to. Is that kids now know that the tool is there, and so they're using it more. It'll be another year or two before we're able to consistently say, okay, this is what it should look like, and anything above, we're in a bad place. I do think in general that there's more derogatory language, as Ms. Harkin, Dr. Harkin spoke to. I think our kids right now are exposed to a lot via social media. I know I made the mistake of getting a TikTok account, and I see some of the things that are out there and the degree to which it is normalized, and some of the language that's being bandied about in a comical manner. And so a lot of our kids are seeing this, and they don't have the historical context. You know, they didn't grow up when we grew up where these words were so taboo. And so for them, they are beginning to be desensitized because they're being so normalized with social media. Video games are another, and I'm a video game player as well, so I hear it, but it is a place where language just kind of flies free and people are just not mindful.
Okay, thank you.
No, not at all.
Okay, so stay there. There might be another question. Tola, anything? No? No? Randy, nothing? Go right ahead.
Okay. I liked that I saw on the next slide the develop pathways to work with families to partner in this area, because I really think, as a parent myself, if I can get a heads up on what some of these cultural identifying markers that people are targeting, then I can work with my student as well at home to really explain, like, this is why this is a problematic statement, or this is why we don't call people certain things, or whatever the thing might be, because it is like certain things, like you said, I just know are taboo. But,
right.
And I'm assuming that because we've moved forward culturally that my daughter might know that as well, but she doesn't. So I'd love to see some kind of family community network piece. I know this was the short list, but like a further exploration of how to really help parents, understand what's on some of these video games that their kids are playing that they might think are okay, but just all that chatter that's happening when they're playing, or on TikTok or whatever. And just how can we help to help the students not do this to one another and have a great learning environment. So I'm looking forward to see what your plans are for that, because I think that's a critical component. Martina's jumping up now.
We're calling the big guns out now.
Uh-oh.
I also just want to add to that, the piece that we're also going to focus on is continuing to get back into what is expected behavior at school, academically and socially, right? So some of this is appropriate behavior for school as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
that's great.
it'll be a combination of things, because I think we're still working to get back to what appropriate behavior at school is when we spent so much time away.
Great. I just had a couple more things, just in general, you know, I know that some people in various PAC meetings have talked about upstander training. I don't know if that's something that in the future we could put on our wish list maybe for something to, you know, teach our kids, like, that it's not okay to do this and that you might need to stand up for someone else. And so we don't have this culture where people are afraid to report things, because that's really a heartbreaking component, as well as that things are happening and no one wants to say anything, because we really can't do anything about something if people aren't telling us that it's happening.
And I think that would be the perfect place where in the schools, like with the example I used with Mr. Langton and his school, right? And I don't know if have you done upstanders in any sort of, sorry, put you on the spot. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, you got to be at the microphone. I'm sorry. I'm glad you're here.
That's okay. No problem at all. We have not done upstanders, but one of the things that we do with the Cool Tools is we look at our referral data from the week previous and say, okay, this was a higher area that we saw an uptick in behaviors, and then we provide a reteach of expectations in each of our classes to just have that shared responsibility so that all the students and staff are aware of what goes on and what we're teaching them through those expectations in the COOL tool.
Thank you. You did a much better job explaining that than I did, so thank you.
Yeah, and just one final thing, again, this is future, obviously.
Yep.
It sounds like some of the students may not be great at using this tool, so I hope at some point we give them some training of how to do a good report as well, and that's probably on here and I missed it.
And that's part of the role with the with building principals and making
Great.
sure what's the best options of how to support them with that when needed.
Yeah,
And then-
fabulous.
Are you done? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm saddened to hear this is going on, but I'm happy to hear that we're jumping in and really trying to figure out some good systems and data. I love data on how are we being effective and what trends are we seeing so that we can really just try to address these things, because it's not pleasant for anyone to hear these things are happening in our community.
And just, I mean, as a, I don't know, like, not a warning necessarily, but parents, we need to take a look at what our kids are doing online. There are a lot of people out there that have not very good intentions on, things that they do with kids, and I think part of that is what's driving some of this stuff, because like Adrian said, they don't necessarily understand what they're hearing and what it means, and stuff like that. So I think one way to keep ahead of it, because none of us wants to be surprised that our kid has done something that's really, really out of line and is getting disciplined for it, and then find out that it's something they picked up on the social media peer group, kind of thing. So just a little bit more cautious that there is a lot out there you have to pay attention to. So.
Any other board members?
Yeah, just one more thing to add. Have we looked into doing any kind of community engagement to try to to help this situation? Meaning like, so the kids can look out for each other? Because within the community, if you have some kind of engagement, like everybody looking out for each other, that might be able to help the situation as well.
We'll take that down as well, because as you know, all of our work is also grounded in our goals for our strategic plan. And so part of that process is making sure we're not just identifying things for administrators or staff, but for students and for community as well.
Dr. Harkin, I would like to say just something on the opposite side of this. Today, we visited, I don't know how many schools, and this is not the norm. It isn't. What is written here is happening throughout the nation. It truly is. And if you don't believe me, watch any news channel you want. I don't care what it is. Read the papers, read online. This is happening throughout our nation. But what's also happening in our school district, as you and I witnessed today, are wonderful things. Absolutely wonderful things. And we did not see anything like this.
Yeah.
We saw kids from elementary. We didn't stop in middle school because we had to stop and see the rainforest. But
we went to high
elementary
school
schools.
today.
And we went to high school
Right.
today, and my goodness gracious, it was wonderful.
Yeah.
It really was. The kids were well behaved, and it's sad that there isn't a silver bullet, a magic bullet for this. But I applaud you for taking the bull by the horns and trying to figure out something.
Yeah, and ultimately, right, our mission is to make sure all students can learn, right? So that will always be our commitment. And so when there's barriers for kids to not be able to learn, this is the base of what that barrier would be. And so therefore, this is really critically important for something that has to be in place by the start of next school year that we're going to address effectively. And I know this is a high priority for us. And again, supporting our principals with it, because I don't think anybody wants any of this to happen in their schools. And I think we've had really good results at our high schools. I know Hampshire has done a phenomenal job where we did have issues in that school a couple years ago. And again, not that they're perfect, right? Because we aren't ever perfect, but I know that they're effectively addressing. You've been using the equity reporting tool. We met with your various groups that were struggling with this, and it can work with right structures, with right teams, and all of that in place. So I think we've got two principals that are great examples of dealing with this in their schools and dealing with it effectively. And I do feel that maybe there's other schools that haven't had to deal with this previously, and it's a shock when it happens. It's a slap in your face when it happens. And how we choose to respond to it will define who we are as the district. And what I will tell you right now, I think we responded to it promptly at Hampshire High School. And we've been, working through it as it bubbles up, because it does. It's not a perfect thing. But I think we will continue to work in that manner, and we will not tolerate this in our schools, because we don't want kids being treated that way.
Very good. Any closing comments at all? Okay. Okay, item number 10 are the items for discussion. I will read each item individually and allow for any discussion. As a note to those in attendance, both virtually and in person, some of these items have been vetted through the Board Operations Committee, which is why there may not be a need for new discussion. And for those that are here and for those that are watching, the Board Operations Committee, that is the new name of the Finance and CFOC. So it is now the Board Operations Committee, just so everyone understands. Item 10.1, Board Meeting Minutes for May 1st, 2023. 10.2, Disposal Report. 10.3, Treasurer's Report. 10.4, Student Fees 2023 through 2024. 10.5, Custodial Uniforms Bid Extension. 10.6, HVAC Air Filter District Bid. 10.7, Installation Services for Wheelchair Swing Bid. 10.8, Operations Large Equipment Bid. 10.9, Physical Education Uniforms Bid. 10.10, Weed Control and Bee Control Bid. 10.11, Student Yearbook RFP Extension. 10.12, Activity Bus Lease Agreement Extension. 10.13, Literacy Growth Software Subscription Agreement. 10.14, Alternative Transportation Contract Extension. 10.15, Behavioral Services Contract Renewal. 10.16, Event Services Contract. 10.17, Financial and Professional Development Management Software Contract Renewal. 10.18, Professional Development Program Contract Renewal. 10.19, Non-Resident Student Application and Tuition Number 1. 10.20, Student Out-of-State Travel Request. 10.21, Board Policy Changes. And 10.22, Freedom of Information Act Report. We're now on item 11, consent items. Do I have a motion to approve the consent items?
So moved.
Second.
Madam Secretary, would you please take the roll?
Aye.
Fiorentino?
Aye.
Scarpino?
Aye.
Thomas? Aye. Gothier?
Aye.
McKindy?
Aye.
Burkett? Aye. Motion passes 7-0.
Thank you. Item number 12 are the roll call action items. 12.1, approval of AP World History Modern Curriculum. Do I have a motion for the approval of AP World History Modern Curriculum adoption?
So moved.
there
Second.
Any discussion? Madam Secretary, would you please take the roll?
Settler?
Aye.
Burkett? Aye. Fiorentino?
Aye.
Gothier?
Aye.
Thomas?
Aye.
McKindy?
Aye.
Scarpino?
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0.
Thank you. Item 12.2, approval of Big Timber Ridgecrest Interim Traffic Signal Mutual Agreement. Do I have a motion for approval of Big Timber Ridgecrest Interim Traffic Signal Mutual Agreement?
So moved.
Second.
I do have a discussion on this. Can someone, either from the administration or your cabinet, explain what this is, please?
Sure.
Thank you.
So the intersection that leads into Big Timber Elementary School previously had not been approved for a stoplight. And KDOT is the organization that authorizes us to have that ability. They have subsequently reached out to Ms. Porter and the Village of Hampshire to now authorize that traffic signal, which I believe they're going to furiously work to put in prior to the next school year. And at this point, the good news is it will also be paid for, a portion by the district, a portion of by the developer, and a portion of the village. So I think this was an issue when we were building Big Timber and the school that was across the street, a concern. We did address it for the school year, had worked very cooperatively with the Village of Hampshire to make sure that it was a safe crossing for our students. And now that this is up, this now changes that whole construction, and we'll also reevaluate it, and I believe now it should be approved also for transportation, or no? So we're going to have to evaluation. So this also opens up the pathway for potentially now approving transportation, because it could potentially qualify for a hazardous route. As we promised when that occurred, it originally did not qualify as a hazardous route, and now we will reevaluate it, especially now that a light's being put in to ensure that if that now qualifies, then once it's deemed a hazardous route, then we'll immediately address it.
Is there any communication that's going to be done on behalf of the district to the neighbors?
Yeah, so we will put something out to all of our Big Timber families. Ms. Porter, if you'll do that for me, and we'll make sure that they're aware of this, because I think once all of the agreement is signed by all parties, then we will formally announce what's going on here.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. There has been a motion and a second. We have had discussion. Any other board members have any questions?
I just want to highlight the fact that, like Dr. Harkin said, the public came to us and said we're concerned, and we put everything in motion that we could, and it's thankfully worked out the best, and the way you hope it always will work when it comes to government. So I think this is a positive thing at this point, and hopefully if need be, it will be transmitted into a transportation issue instead. So
Wonderful. Any other board members? We've had a motion and a second. No further discussion. Madam Secretary, would you please take the roll?
Zettler?
Aye.
Gothier?
Aye.
Fiorentino?
Aye.
Thomas? Aye. Burkett? Aye. McKinday?
Aye.
Scarpino?
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0.
Thank you. Item number 13, board discussion. Any updates regarding the board committees?
Yes, I will give an update. One exciting thing that is on the horizon is we are looking at our food services. I know a lot of families have concerns about our food services, so hopefully we will have an opportunity to maybe make some improvements there through the process that we're going through. And what's another one? Oh, we are getting our handicap swings installed at 6 schools, which is a really exciting and big deal for the community, and we can thank grant funds for covering the cost of those swings. And then I just would like to add, as we have always said in the past, I know it's a broken record, but this is where a lot of the discussion happens. So if you're very curious about any of these items that we went through on the long list, that's where they were discussed. And we had a very long meeting today because there were a lot of items, but a lot of really good discussion there where you can learn a lot more about the process and these various items. So our next board meeting, if anyone should want to attend that, is June 13th at 4:30.
Any other board discussion at this time?
I just wanted to make a comment on the family school liaisons. We got to meet Melissa Garcia today. She's an amazing person. And everything that Mr. Langton said she is, and then some. But in addition to that, the school liaison, Family School Liaison, there's so many acronyms. Family School Liaison Program is something that's, I think, required by Title one? Okay. But I would love to see us look into seeing if we could do that at every single school, regardless of high school, elementary, high school, pre-K, whatever. I just think it's a great thing to have somebody that lives in the community, or is familiar with the community and can reach out and be somebody that's a, one-on-one connection that we aren't always able to give at every single school, every single day. So I'd love it at some point to at least take a look at it and see if it's something we could expand on, even though it's not required in other than the Title I schools. So.
Any other board members have any comments about anything? No? Do I have a motion to adjourn? Madam Secretary, would you please take the roll?
Thomas? Zettler?
Aye.
Fiorentino?
Aye.
Scarpino?
Aye.
McKinday?
Aye.
Gothier?
Aye.
Burkett? Aye. 7-0.
Thank you. We're adjourned.